Molweni, and thank you for joining us for this week's Forever Young. The Northern Cape Province is vast and desolate, but filled with people who are welcoming and homely. This week we journey to Okip, where we get to meet dancers Alfred and John, whose story is of love, passion, and dedication to one another and to the craft of dance. We get to bake a cake with Mum Sara and Mum Juliet in Ganspan, and we take a walk down memory lane with astronomer Professor Patricia Whitelock. Let's get right into it with the story of Alfred and John, who have created some of the best contemporary dance pieces in our country.
Sien vir John en Alfred as life mentors basically.
Hulle is baie goeie mense. Hulle gaan altyd aan ander dink voor hulle self en liewer mense wil help.
After I'd been at UCT's, which is now UCT School of Dance, I got another name, but then it was UCT Ballet School. After I had been there for a while, I realized this is not what I'm looking for. And I came back home and I was unemployed. The only sort of vague skill that I had was the little bit of experience that I had at UCT. And then there was a woman teaching the white kids. And so then I started working in the so-called colored community. And the only skill that I had was classical ballet. The only dance that they were used to was social dance. So those two ideas battled with each other. And then over a period of time, I developed an alternate way of teaching, which was informed by the young kids that I made contact with. And that sent me on a journey, which took me to Namibia, all over the country, and then eventually back to Cape Town. And as a result, we've developed a unique way of teaching dance, which is informed by all that experience and over a period of time. And now we've perfected it, the way that we teach dance at Garage in Okip is unique globally. Nobody else teaches dance the way that we do. It's all informed by a socio-political history. Garage is a space for creative excellence, a space for young people to find themselves and develop saleable skills. Garage is a space for young kids to come and find a safe space where they can take risks and express themselves.
Dans beteken vir my freedom. As 'n ander language vir my, a comfortable language om te speak. Dus verkies baie meer om te dans en of 'n storie te vertel as wat ek het vocalize met. Het beteken baie vir my van die company is het het nogal baie vir my gedoen as 'n persoon en het my meer blootgestel aan baie dinge en ek weet nie watter tipe persoon sou gewees het en watter tipe job ek sou gedoen het nie. Want ek glo ja, dit is die job uitgesit vir my om te doen want ek love it.
It's 10 times better when we went to Cape Town.
Your father iewers jou man aan geskryf. Die manier gedruk en geklap met die agterkant van sy hand. Jy was die seker wat dit was. Jy onthou elke keer in verskillende rigtings. Jy onthou die klap, omdat jou pa se naam ook John was. Jy wou opstaan om te gaan help, maar was nie seker dat er John sy naam gevraag. Mense sê druggies kan hulle self help as hulle wil. Mense sê die probleem is die drugs. Maar my vriend John, glo nie meer wat mense sê. Hy sê, as iemand eendag vir hom kom vertel, hoe dit voel om 6 jaar oud te wees en onder die subway op Wynbergstasie te slaap, sal hy my nie luister.
Sonder hierdie twee legendes, ek meen dit gaan struggle kos. Om op te tel waar hulle gelos het, gaan baie harde werk en uithou vermoë en alles het wat hulle het. Ek weet nie of ons het, maar soos ek sê, dit gaan jare se werk kos om te kom waar hulle twee is, om hier vanaf te vat waar hulle gaan gelos het en so. Ek sal wens hulle moet vir altyd hier wees.
I'm inspired by all the talent that I see all the time, and what we can still do. There's still a hell of a lot that we can do, and to improve people's lives in Immaculate, especially in Immaculate. We need that. Our people do need that. Also because, remember, we are not like in the cities, Cape Town and Joburg and so on. They've got the theaters, they've got all that stuff. We don't have those kind of things. Our work, most of our work is in community halls or at school halls and stuff. So a lot of people in Immaculate don't really understand what art is, and it's hard work. It's very hard work.
From what I've heard, this story only scratches the surface of what these two gentlemen have achieved, both personally and professionally. Sara and Juliet Botha are from two completely opposite sides of the track. They met when Mum Sara moved into a block of flats where Mum Juliet was living, and they've been inseparable ever since, mostly due to their love of baking and non-stop talking. Come and take a look for yourself.
Yaanong re itumeletse tokologo e ileng ya tsena puso e ntšha ya re kopanya ra nna motho a le one. Leina la ka ke Sara and Juliet. Ke tlhologetse ko Majeng re wela Northern Cape. Ke goletse teng ke tsene sekolo teng. Ka tla mo Ganspan ha batho ba ntsho ba tsena mo Ganspan ba itirela se ba ka tshelang ka shone. Le nna ka bona botlhokwa gore ke goletse ko lehatsheng le batho ba rata go lema bo papa rona ba lema. So December gone go sena tlala mo magaeng. So ka mokgwa go leng ka teng mo Ganspan ke bone go le botlhokwa ya le gore ke tle go dula mo le nne ke tle go tshela ya ka ke godisitsweng ke godise bana ba ka jalo. This is my mom and I'm a skinful doctor. Wasa sema. And this is
Maar zij was dronk. Ze is niet meer daar waarin hij slaat uit het bord. Ze heeft niet gezien, ze slaat.
Ons het alle jaren hier samen op Ganspan gebleven. En toen ik hier naartoe, zij het al hier gebleven en toen trek ik hier naartoe. En toen ons weer bevriend geraken, ons werk maar almal so saam en help mekaar en as een iets nodig en dan help die ander ene en as sy siekte in die huis het, help mekaar en sy help my en ons staan mekaar maar altyd so by.
La ke bereka ko merekong na sheba lelapa la ka ke na le bagolo ba ke dirang le bone ke tsamaile ha re ile go apaka ke yana salang a shebile mo tlong.
Ons dogters is nou al 3 jaar oorlede. My dogter het 'n skeer in haar dikdarm gehad. En toe die gasse van die dikdarm het haar liggaam aangetas en toe sy dood daaraan. En toe ek die dag kom en vir Sara kom sê my dogter is dood, toe sê my haar dogter lê ook hier binnekant, sy het ook dieselfde ding. En dit was omtrent 2 weke, nee. 2 weke na my dogter. Toe is haar dogter ook dood aan dieselfde ding. En sy het my daar aan die ander kant kom roep, kom sê ek moet gou kom kyk. Haar kind is besig om te sterf. En ek het hier nou toe gekom en toe ek hier kom, toe is die kind klaar gesterf. En so het ons maar saam gehuil op mekaar se skouers en saam ons kinders begrawe en saam hartseer gewees en al daai dinge. So ek en nou Sara is maar baie na aan mekaar.
Sy het my gehelp. Toe was my kind dood. Dis die ding ek het vir haar gesien. Ons kan saamwerk. As ons die werk kry so ons oumas, maar ons kan iets doen. Dis die ding ek verstaan haar baie goed. Ke ithutile mo go mama ka ne le motho a na rata go baka. Ha re gola go tloga ko majeng.
Ja, ons gaan nou eers ons droë bestanddele meng. Ons doen alles saam en ons is altyd daar vir mekaar. So ek en Sara is baie goeie vriende.
Re tletse bagolo ba rona ba baka dikuku. Christmas re sa tlhoke dikuku mo gare ga jara re sa tlhoke dikuku. Re bone batsadi ba rona ba re tlhokometse yalo. So le rona ra bona gore bana ba rona ba ska ba latlha setso. Le rona re tsene mo ditlhakong tsa bo papa rona le mama rona gore ka mosho bana ba bue gore ba itlhese bagolo ba bone le bone ba dira eng van di starta. Ga bane ha re sa dire yalo bana ba go tshimola ba tlwaela dijo tsa ko dishopong yala ko toropong. Ba itse gore borotho bo o kgona go dira mo gae. O kgona go dira di-fat kuku mo gae, o kgona go dira di-scones mo gae, o kgona go dira di-biscuits mo gae.
Het ek maar altyd gebak, want ek is baie lief vir bak. Ek het 7 kinders, 'n klomp kleinkinders, so ek het maar altyd aan die bak gewees. Toe ek hiernatoe trek en ek Sara maar so saam gebak. Ek werk eintlik altyd van 'n resep af nie. Ek hou van my resep 'n bietjie aanpas. So myne is maar net die meel en al die droë bestanddele sit ek bymekaar. Dan maak ek die chocolate en die olie en alles die mekaar en gooi alles bymekaar, meng dit, sit dit in die oond en dan moet hy net afkoel na die tyd en dan word hy versier.
Ek tlhakanya bupi le bakwiri le cook soda. Re ke tsaya mae, ke tsaya le mashi le confetti ya je. Ke be ke tsaya ya di-apricot. Ke be ke tsaya gemmer gore e tlhakane yotlhe diege ya teng. Ha sa mo go tlhakana ke tsenya mo ontong.
So ons gaan lekker bak en lekker saam eet.
Tshimologong re ne re tshaba go ba atimela. Re tshela botshelo jwa gore bantsho ke bantsho, batho ba basho ke ba basho. So no, ha re ntse re tshela re ya ko pele re bona bo o mama ba re atimetsa mo go bone gore ha mama a bereka ko kitchen o kgona go raya gele ya gago a morare tlisa le bana ba gago ba tle mo ba tle go kry Christmas dikuku brook penti spoon ba reka ba re naya rona bana ba banyenyane. So ra bona gore re tshwanetse ke gore batho ba re tshwana ba ke batho ba tshwana le rona. Re tshwanetse ke gore re kopane le bone re tshele le bone. Oh, ntse di botte di
Ek dink Suid-Afrika kan baie leer. In die eerste plek om saam te staan. In die tweede plek om almal lief te wees en almal saam hande te vat en ons land 'n beter plek te maak.
Now that right there is a South Africa that gives me hope. A country filled with people who care for each other and share not just lives together, but food and laughter. British-born, now South African astronomer, Professor Patricia Whitelock has made a career out of looking at the stars. As a woman, her career choice was once frowned upon, but she has blazed an amazing trail in a universe where women were not accepted. We took a walk down memory lane with her.
I love understanding things. I think I'm driven by curiosity. I think that's what gets me interested as a child. How does the universe work? Where did the sun come from? How long is it going to last? So solving astronomical problems, usually a little bit at a time. Oh, that's what that observation means. That's very exciting. The challenges I had really just involved trying to understand things. It's hard work understanding the universe. I don't think that it's really been any more than that.
So I think for women in astronomy, speaking as a fellow colleague and a fellow woman, she is one of the main reasons that I think a lot of people are still in the field. We need role models and good mentors. And I think without maybe even thinking about it, she's just amazing at this.
My name's Patricia Whitelock. I'm an astronomer. I work with the South African Astronomical Observatory in the University of Cape Town, but at the moment we're at the South African Astronomical Observatory observing station at Sutherland. And this is one of the very best observatories in the world. We have a large number of telescopes here, one of which is the largest single telescope in the Southern Hemisphere, the Southern African Large Telescope. Yeah, that's good any stage, because you can only, I'm not sure how well you...
She's been here for a very long time. She was director, and I think the only female director we've ever had in the 200-year history of our observatory. So in that sense, she really is a trailblazer and a really impactful figure. In terms of research, she's the top researcher in the observatory. For a long time, she's been really putting the observatory on the map.
Oh, yes, yes.
Look at that. I loved astronomy. I had wanted to be an astronomer since I was about 10, and I'd gone to university, done a degree in astronomy, done a PhD in astronomy. And while I was doing my PhD research in the Canary Islands, at Tenerife, I met an Australian astronomer who was then working at Oxford. And eventually we decided we wanted to get married. And getting 2 jobs in astronomy in the same place is extremely difficult. It was difficult then, it's still very difficult. There were 2 jobs going in South Africa, and I initially said, no way, I'm not going to go and live in the country with apartheid. But I was persuaded eventually that there were many people against apartheid and that coming here was not necessarily a bad thing. Published on the Celt variables. my husband and I have introduced each other to different aspects of the work and seeing it in different ways. And it's really developed over the years. And it certainly wasn't the same 40 years ago as it is now, but we still work together. At various times we've worked apart, and we've both worked with other people, and that's been very interesting because what we've learnt with those different partnerships we've also brought to the work that we do together. 5 seconds
for this. I probably ought to use less because the two...
Right. Okay. Oh, Patricia, as a boss, to be honest, she's very strict, but honest and fair. And she's a great scientist. I've learned a lot from her. And she was always willing to listen, talk to people, giving advice. And then later on, she became my boss for a while because she was acting director. And I could always pick up the phone and say, look, Patricia, I've got a problem. Can you try and help out? And she would solve that. And she was easygoing, so that was fine with me. Can't complain.
We did press any button. That's right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the fundamental purpose of astronomy is to understand the universe and the laws of physics that underpin the universe. So to understand where we came from, where the Earth came from, how the sun was formed, how things are changing and evolving. We're made up of elements. There's iron in the blood, there's carbon and oxygen in the body. Those elements were manufactured inside stars, and we now understand the nuclear processes that actually create those elements. We don't understand very well how they get from the insides of the stars to the outside, and that's one of the things that I've been studying, the process of mass loss in the stars. But it's essentially trying to understand our environment on the really grand scale. The Earth is our environment, the solar system's our environment. It's changing, it's easily damaged, as we're seeing with climate change. And by understanding how the evolution of other planets and of stars go, we better understand our own planet, and perhaps we'll better understand how to save it.
Well, that's it for me for this week. I hope you're enjoying the stories that we're bringing you as much as we enjoy sharing it with you. Next week, we'll be in Limpopo, where we get to make some amazing cheese, amongst other things. Until then, goodbye.